Alright, how can the TI calculator help us with the arithmetic of decimals and fractions? Well, the first thing to realize is this. Decimals and calculators work well together. Computers, in general, like decimals pretty well. To enter a terminating decimal on the calculator, just use the decimal point button. It's at the bottom of the calculator between the 0 and the negative key. Alright, that's easy. A little bit harder is entering a repeating decimal. To enter a repeating decimal, you have to enter the division that gave it to you. So for example, 1/3 is 0.3 repeating. On the calculator, enter 1 divided by 3. And we enter 1 divided by 3, and we really get 0.3 repeating. The calculator is storing more 3's than it shows us. Now, because of the fact that the calculator is storing more digits than it displays, and also because it's easy to make a mistake when copying long, horrible decimals, we sometimes want to just enter the previous answer into the calculator. For example, let's say we wanted to take 1 minus 1/3 after we just put 1/3 into the calculator. Well, we'll say 1 minus, and now we need to get the previous answer. So look at your calculator very carefully, and do you see the little ANS in blue above the negative sign? Any blue label on the calculator means that's what's going to happen if you press the second key. The second key. Do you see the big blue key in the upper left corner? That gives you the second function of any of the keys. So if I hit the second key and then the negative key, that brings up ANS, which is the result of the previous calculation. Okay, so according to the calculator, 1 minus 1/3, I'm pretty sure that 0.6 is repeating. I'm going to say that. 0.6 repeating. Okay. Well, that's great and all. Let's say I want to take that times 2. There's a shortcut when you want to do arithmetic to the previous answer. If I just hit times 2, notice that ANS showed up before the times 2 automatically. That happens automatically if you punch in an operation on the empty line. So let's see. That looks like it's 1.3 repeating. So that's fine, but I'd really like my answer as a fraction. Whatever decimal you have on your calculator, you can convert to a fraction in lowest terms. For this, we need to go to the menus. Choose Math, and the very first option is 2frac. Right, so here it's just the previous answer, 2 fraction, and 1.3 repeating is 4/3. Okay, let's convert that back to a decimal. To do that, we hit Math again and choose 2 decimal. Okay, why might we want to do that? Well, we've got this fraction 4/3. Maybe we want it as a mixed number. Well, The whole number part of the mixed number is the bit before the decimal point. In order to get a mixed number, we'll just subtract that off. Right, so I subtracted off the whole number part. I'm left with a decimal that's less than 1. And that's my fraction part. To get a mixed number, we copy out the whole number part, then we subtract that off, and we convert what's left to a fraction. Alright, let's use the calculator to do some fraction arithmetic. We want to use the calculator to find 1 7/8 divided by 3/7. Here's what we need to do. To enter a fraction, we just enter it as division. So 7/8 we're going to enter as 7 divided by 8. 3/7 we're going to enter as 3 divided by 7. When we want to enter a mixed number, we're going to put it in as just the whole number part plus the fraction part. And we're going to put individual numbers in parentheses just to make sure they don't get any weirdness going on. So the way we're going to enter this into the calculator is parenthesis 1 plus 7 divided by 8, close parenthesis. This is the number 1 7/8. Now my division, I'm going to enter as division, and then parenthesis 3 divided by 7. This is the number 3/7. Alright, let's see what happens. 1 7/8 divided by 3/7. Enter. Okay. So I got 4.375. I'm going to make a quick note of that. But I wanted to give my answer as a mixed number. The whole number part is 4. I'm going to copy that. Alright. So I subtract off the whole number part. I'm left with a decimal smaller than 1. How am I going to get that to be a fraction? Oh yeah, math, fraction. And there we go. 4 3/8 is our answer. Now one other thing we can use the calculator for is this. We can use the calculator to simplify fractions, because the fractions it produces are always in lowest terms. So, to simplify a fraction, we use the calculator to convert it to a decimal, and then we use the calculator to convert it back. So for example, say we wanted to write 70/91 in lowest terms. We say 70 divided by 91 to convert to a decimal, and then we say math 2 frac to convert it back. In lowest terms, this fraction is 10/13. Now we don't have to actually hit enter in the middle of that. We can say parentheses 70 over 91, close parentheses, math 2 frac, enter. And we can simplify that fraction as much as possible in just one go.